Thrilled to be joined by co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach Tim Banks on GoPSUSports.com. Coach, it's been a whirlwind, I'm sure. What's this month or so been like for you as you get acclimated into your time at Penn State?
It's been busy, but it's been fun. Been on the road recruiting, got off the plane, did a couple things, and we're right out there Monday. So it's been great. Everyone has been, really gracious around the community. The recruits have been great. Everyone's interested in Penn State. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been truly fun.
What's it like when you put on a jacket, you walk into a living room, and you're representing Penn State? What's that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. You can see the reaction from the parents. They understand, number one, just great education. They understand the tradition that comes with playing at a place like Penn State. So, they're fired up, and in turn, it makes me even more excited. So, I'm proud. I know it's a great place, a great community, and the parents understand that. And like I said, dealing with the kids, you're able to recruit a high-level kid that not only plays great football, but they also want a quality education. So it's been outstanding.
What are your initial impressions of the defensive staff joining Coach Pry and Coach Smith and
Those
Coach
guys
Spencer?
are great. They're great guys. They really are. I was fortunate enough to have opportunities to coach against those guys, a couple times, and I was always impressed, with the way their defense is played, and being around them. I understand why those guys played so hard, because they genuinely like playing for those coaches. So it's great. Coach Pry is a great guy. Coach Smith, and as you mentioned, Coach Spence. So I think it's a great staff. I think I'm going to fit in really well with those guys.
When you think about the ideal characteristics of your safeties, what types of things do you hope to see out of that group?
Well, I think the first thing is a guy that's extremely tough, and a guy that's extremely sharp. Because he's really an extension of us as coaches. They're quarterbacks out there. So he needs to definitely be tough mentally and physically, and needs to be a guy that's able to communicate out there. And I saw a lot of that on film. So I feel like we got a few good ones in this program, and I'm sure there'll be some more that we'll be able to recruit. But I really, really feel good about the guys we got right now on our team.
How would you describe your coaching style in terms of in the meeting room and then when you go out onto the practice field?
Well, I think intense. I think most of my players say I'm pretty intense. But I'm fun-loving and I'm fair, and I think as a student athlete, I think that's really all you want, a guy that has your best interest at heart, on the field and off the field. But, when I'm on the field, I'm pretty focused, I'm pretty intense, but obviously when we step out those lines, I'm Coach Banks, and they like to joke around and enjoy. Because to me, relationships are everything, and the more they trust you, the more they'll allow you to take them to places that they can't do or can't get to by themselves. And, that's really been something I've always prided myself in doing, and it won't be any different here.
Sure, you've had a little bit of time, probably not a ton with the recruiting, but what are your initial impressions of the guys? What do you think of the guys in the locker room?
Like I said, obviously today was our first morning workout, and, like I said, really long, good-looking athletes, ran well, really strained in every activity we had them doing today. So just great work ethic is the first thing that popped in my mind. I haven't had a chance to evaluate a lot of film, just watched a couple tapes, here and there, but just great kids, and to me, anytime you're dealing with great kids, you got a chance to be successful.
Just give us a little bit about your background. What got you into coaching? What do you like about this profession?
Well, the chance to interact with young people. Football has done a lot of things for me, and having a chance to stay around it was a blessing for me. And seeing young men develop, again, not just on the field but off the field, I don't think it's a greater activity out there. It really isn't. Having a chance to sit in the homes, recruit them, bring them, watch them graduate, become great parents, become great leaders within their community. It's just a great experience, from the beginning to the end. So I'm extremely happy to be able to be a part of the Penn State family and continue to live my dream.
Tell us about your family and where you're from.
Born and raised in Michigan, Detroit. Just me and my wife, Robin. We've been married for 21 years right now, and she's a trooper. I've moved around quite a bit. Anytime you're trying to grow in this profession, that tends to happen. But I'm hoping to lay some roots here and be here a little bit longer. But, like I said, I was in Detroit, had a chance to coach in the Big Ten for a couple years, the last couple years. So I'm very familiar with this conference. And, obviously it's one of the premier conferences in the country. So to be able to play at or coach at one of the premier universities in the country, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Finally, what's the next thing on your to-do list? You get through signing day, have a couple of days off, but what's the next step leading up to spring ball?
Yeah, no days off really. For me, I'm trying to find a home. And really my wife usually handles a lot of that. So I'll be with her the next couple of days, just trying to looking around. And once she finds the one that she wants to be in, we'll get that done. And really for me, from a football standpoint, just watching more film, evaluating, and obviously as a defensive staff, we'll start talking about spring ball and some of our plans for that.
Coach, we really appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to us.
Appreciate you.
Tim Banks on GoPSCSports.com.